What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man? It's your boy Big Low Country. I hope that everybody out there is doing great tonight. For everyone who don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that just loves to sit around and talk about sports. And today is a very interesting day. I know everybody's like, dang, Coach Low, you normally go live on Wednesday. Well, like I said, today is a very special day. 53-man rosters. 53-man rosters is out and everything. So, we had to come on and chop it up. I know it's a little late, 10 o'clock at night. And I promise you, look, your significant others, your children, your mothers, your fathers, just your family members in general, tell them the old coach said, I'm sorry, I apologize. Now look, we got to make sure that we take care of the housekeeping first, right? So first of all, if you're watching the show after we went live, make sure that you put a what in the world Bo in the comments. I would definitely appreciate that. Also, make sure that you hit the like button and share the channel with your friends and family. Now, you know what we do, we always show love to the people that showing love to us, right? But I see here, looks like the Supermans, they coming in already. Wait in the world. Red Swan says, let's get this party started right. What in the world, Bo? Red Swan hitting us with the Superman chat out. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat off the top, Bo. What in the world? I see you here, man. Much love to the big homie Red Swan. Also, Brian Peoples. Brian Peoples with 199 Super. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Appreciate that, my brother. He says, what in the world? Beloved. What's going on, beloved? Hope that you grand risings to you and your family, beloved. Oh man. Much love to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for chilling out with us, JK. He says, do you dance, Big Low? Do you dance? Put that thing on. John Brooks, what's going on, man? Billy Mills, what in the world, Bo? Anthony Wright, why, good evening, my brother. Good evening, beloved. Cool money. I see you. Much love to you. Grandizer, giving us the introductions. The real. Definitely, man. Definitely. Red Swan says, my boy Big Low. What in the world? What in the world, fam? What in the world? So, look, we got a few things that we need to talk about. 330. I see you in here, Bo. I see you in here. So, we got a few things that we need to talk about. 53-man rosters. 53-man rosters came out today, right? And I don't know if I'm surprised about the way that things went down, or if it's one of those cases where you know it was for the best. Oh man, my homeboy ATLGA Faithful's in here. What's going on? Oh, it's a party. ATLGA Faithful's in here. Also, y'all make sure that y'all check out Big Homie channel. He got some great content over there. What's going on, my brother? ATLGA Faithful. J Mall. J Mall says, Coach Low, your boy Quadri, he out of there, man. Man. Oh, Quadri gone, Bo. They made some moves, Bo. They made some moves, Bo. I thought Quadri was gonna have a chance. And here I am, wandering, driving aimlessly around 285. Because just like look, we all change our minds throughout the offseason. And just like, we assumed whenever free agency had come and gone, you got Cordero Patterson, you got Damian Williams, you got Tyler Algier, or in the words of Coach Roney, Al Geyer, or, however she wants to pronounce it. What's going on, Coach Dre? Much love to you. Coach Bridget in here. It's a party now. So what's up, Coach? So many shows tonight. I just deserted everybody in my house tonight. Oh no, Coach. You can't just desert everybody. You gotta take care of everybody else now. Oh man. Dre says, Big Low, what in the world, Bo? One more week. One more week. We almost there, Bo. We're in the short rows now. So what we're going to do tonight, coaches, you see you seen what I did there. I addressed y'all as coaches. So what we're going to do tonight, coaches, is we're going to look at this depth chart, right? Let's take a look at the depth chart tonight and see, now that we have an idea of what we're going to be working with, we're going to take a look at the depth chart and see, okay, how do we feel? Right? We see what we got to work with. Now we're gonna see how we feel. You know, I know some of y'all do it because some of y'all might be kind of musky, but it's kind of like It's kind of like smelling yourself before you walk out the house. You hit that. Okay, all right, we good. Some of y'all might be kind of. I ain't saying you stink. I ain't saying that. But some of y'all, might smell like a Whopper. You know how them onions be smelling extra strong on the Whopper. Some of y'all might smell. But anyway, we're gonna do the check. So we're gonna look at the depth chart, and we're gonna see, okay, how do we feel about this now? Right? We're gonna say how do we feel about this now? So thankfully we got y'all here to enjoy this whole experience with us, and we're gonna have a great time with it. Tyler Russell, what's going on, coach? Hope you're doing good, family. Ray Fitty, he said, man, we done got old Darby goofy behind out of here. Big Bodie, what's going on, Bo? What in the world? Shouts out to Bodie, Jack Spade, and the big homies over there at One Time for the Fan, man. Much love to y'all, fam. Much love to y'all. Definitely. Tyler Russell says, how is Mayfield still on the 50? Y'all got to stop picking on Jalen Mayfield. Y'all got to stop picking on that young Thundercat. And we're going to get into it. Just hold your horses. Hold your horses. We're going to get into, who should have stayed, who should have left, and everything else. I see old hating Molly Miles in here. The Big Low. I'm here, Nick. Come on, Molly Miles. It's a family show. You can't come on, Bo. Come on. One of these days you're gonna get locked up. Oh man. Oh man. So everybody's in here. ATLGA Faithful said Ford over Cheese Bar. We knew that this was gonna we knew that everybody's gonna have different opinions, right? We knew that it was gonna be one of those cases where everybody was gonna say, hey man, we got all of these different things going on. I feel like this person should have been here instead of that person. Or I feel like that person should have been here instead of this person. So, like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just kind of waiting on everybody because I know what's gonna happen. Everybody gonna say, "Dang, coach, so you just started without us." Oh man, I can't believe you did me like that, coach and staff. I thought we was a family. Nah, see, so look, I'm waiting. I'm letting everybody come on in here, and then we're gonna look at it. We're gonna break it down. Look at it as a coaching staff. We're gonna look at it as a coaching staff. Definitely, man. ATLGA Favor said, don't forget to hit the like button. Definitely, please do. If you hit the like button, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. And if I'm feeling froggy, it'll be whatever you request. It'll be whatever you request. We're talking about dance moves. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it on out there to you. Me and Coach Ronan, we got into an argument today, y'all. I'm sorry. Sometimes y'all have to be my therapist. And me and Coach Ronan, we got into an argument today because she came. We seen somebody we watching the NFL Network because that's pretty much what's going on in the low zone layer. That's my man cave, the low zone layer. And somebody was doing the gritty. So, oh, there go. Look at Coach Low. He's always doing the gritty around the house because it makes him feel hip. Like, see, come on, Coach Ronan. Keep that hate out your heart. Just because I do the gritty and I'm hip and I look good while doing it, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need for you to hate on me. So we got to an argument about that. I like, see, you calling me old just because I'm well coordinated. Oh man. Des Dick said that man said stank, not stink. It different, don't it, Bo? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh man. Y'all are crazy, boy. Y'all are crazy. So I'm finna go ahead and share the depth chart, right? I'm gonna go ahead and share this depth chart. Now y'all let me know if you can see it pretty good. If not, it's Coach Roney's fault. She didn't have nothing to do with this. I'm just saying that. But if not, it's Coach Roney's fault. J Mall says, I hit the like button and I request the Mike Davis run instead of talk about that Mike Davis. Talk about that Mike Davis. Oh man, what's going on, Coach Padre? Much love to you, my brother. Much love to you. Albert Smith says, I hit that like button. I need that moonwalk for MJ birthday on August 26th, Coach. Well, look, invite me to the wedding. I promise you, I got you, bro. I promise you, I got you. All right, so let me go ahead and share the screen with you. I tried to pull up the Falcon site. I ain't gonna lie to you. I started running out of time. I panicked. I was like, look, this is the site we're gonna use because this is the one that I normally look at most of the time. So we're gonna look at this one over here. Let me see here. And y'all let me know if you see it. If you can see it, put a 1 in the chat. If you can see it, put a 1 in the chat. ATLGF8 says his son walking around doing the gritty. Hey man, that's why I get up, go to the bathroom, I hitting that gritty. Go to Billy Bills. Oh man. Ray Fitz, hey coach, I need to be the defensive coordinator on your coaching staff, Bo. I'm breaking the blitz every. See what you gonna do, Ray? See, you gonna get our draws burnt off now. You talk about bringing the blitz every time. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Last night, I don't know if y'all watched One Time for the Fan. Speaking of One Time for the Fan, we're gonna be doing it. I'm actually gonna be on their show on Sunday. So if you want to come party with us, come over there on Sunday. I was playing Jack Spade last night on Madden, and I'm gonna tell you something, Bo. It got intense. I started sweating. And it got to the point I started standing up. I was trying to act like I was calm while I was playing them. I was playing them in Madden, that new Madden, Madden 23. And the old coach came out victorious. I came out victorious both times, 1 by 1 point. But it got kind of intense. But you talk about bringing that blitz, boy. I had to start throwing that blitz at him because Coach Jack Spade was hitting me up. He was hitting me up, bro. All right, so everybody sees it. Okay, perfect. I appreciate y'all. See, that's what I like about y'all. Y'all know how to listen to directions. That's what I like about y'all. Now, taking a look here, see what we got. Now, let's look at that left, that X wide receiver. So we got Brian Edwards. As you can see, now these numbers up here, they just show where he came from. So, he was traded from the Las Vegas Raiders. So he's your starting X, right? Eric Bernhardt. I think we can all agree that's the fan favorite. That's the fan favorite. He stole Atlanta's hearts. He stole everybody's hearts, Bo. So yes, Jared Bernhardt came in and he did solidify a job. For everyone who don't know, he used to be a lacrosse player. He was the nation's best lacrosse player. Came as an undrafted free agent. And he ended up getting that starting job. Well, not starting job. He ended up getting a job he ended up getting a roster spot. Let's put it like that. So those are your two X wide receivers. Now we know that in this Arthur Smith scheme, they move the wide receivers around pretty consistently, right? Now, how do y'all feel about this? I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like everybody's kind of sleeping on Brian Edwards. He made a lot of big plays last year. What's going on, Mactown Mike? I see old Bodie in here. Albert Smith, appreciate y'all. So the thing is that I think Brian Edwards might be your leading wide receiver. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having issues with this whole Drake London situation, and the reason why I'm having it is because we're not getting definite answers. We're not getting definite answers as far as when he's coming back. Um, so coach is saying, we're going to reevaluate. Well, if we sit him out for the whole preseason as a precaution, why are we reevaluating now, coach? It's week one. It's time to lock and load, bro. You know, um, so it's one of those situations where, um, yeah, definitely, Bodie, definitely. We're gonna have to run on Madden. Ray Fitness said, "Coach, you play Madden? What system? If you got PS5, give me a game tag." Yes, I am on PS5, and I'll put my game tag in the chat because I know everybody gonna ask for it. So, that's my game tag, Low Monster. But I'm worried about Drake London, and the reason why I'm worried is because he's had injury issues in college, right? We've seen multiple times where you've had these injury issues. So I think it might be one of those cases where what's going on, Houston Falcons 79. It might be one of those cases where I think Brian Edwards is going to be the number one wide receiver, because I just don't know what we're gonna have with Drake London yet. You know, I just don't know what we're gonna have with him. Tyler, he says Drake London is hurt. So my first question to everybody, because like we said, we're gonna smell ourselves when we walk out the house. We're trying to feel how this team is looking. Let me know, who do you think is going to be the top wide receiver? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's going to be Brian Edwards. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's going to be Drake London. And I'm talking about wide receiver now. I ain't talking about pass catcher. And put a 3 in the chat if you think it's going to be anybody else. Now, as far as all of these wide receivers and what I seen in camp personally, I'm going to tell y'all, my favorite wide receiver on this roster is Damiere Byrd. That's my guy. Damiere Bird's running every route in the route tree, out there burning draws off, bro. He's out there burning draws off. So I'm gonna tell you, Damiere Byrd, that's my favorite right now. But Drake London, he comes in and he's just killing it. He turning and burning. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I might have to jump ship now. I might have to go ahead. I might have to go ahead and change it on up now. Oh man. So yeah, so if you feel like Brian Edwards is going to be the number one wide receiver, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like Drake London is that guy, which I hope is the case, put a 2 in the chat. Now, if you think it could be anybody else, put a 3 in the chat. Jamal M says, I can see that Brian Edwards has chemistry with Marcus Mariota from Las Vegas. And I mean, that's something else that we got to keep in mind, right? That's something else that we got to keep in mind. But Bodie, he makes a good point. He says that Arthur Smith, he just ain't trying to show his hand to the Swampers, man. He said Drake gonna be ready week 1. I seen Coach Wallace in here. Shouts out to Coach Wallace 912. He said, yeah, man, Drake, he's gonna be ready week 1. And I'm hoping that that's the case, And I'm not saying that because I'm gonna be drafting him in my fantasy league. Uh-oh. I hope nobody picked up on that. But I'm not saying that because I'm gonna be drafting him in my fantasy league. I'm just saying it's one of those situations where it's really going to help the team. So let me see what everybody else thinks. Millie Mills, Red Swarm, they said they really feel like it's going to be one of those cases where, they think it's going to be one of those cases where it's going to be Drake. MacTown says, is there really anything to pursue him? Mims, now that's crazy. Whenever you put Drake in parentheses, we know that you're supposed to put that inflection on said word. Mims. I don't know, Bo. I don't know. I mean, Mims, he's He's a pretty good wide receiver, but I think we need help in other places. Grandizer said he thinks, that leading wide receiver might be somebody else. Coach Roney, it just took one catch for Coach Roney. Drake London snagged that slant out the air. He started running down the field like a gazelle out in open pasture. Coach Roney, she was like, oh yeah, okay, he's him. He's Hemi Neutron. Snap it to a slim him. That's him. Anthony Wright, Ghost Peppers, they think that Drake London's that dude. They think he's going to be the guy. Ray 50 says, I just sent a request, big coach. I'm the hit stick. Okay, Ray 50. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna peep out for you. Albert Smith, Coach Bridget. They both think it's gonna be Drake. It looks like old ATLGA Faithful, the only one that's agreeing with me. He says Edwards 1, CP 2, and Drake in the slide. I mean, I could definitely see that because we all know that CP is gonna be moving around. We all know that. Coach Wallace, he says Arthur Smith is similar to Bill. Now, he's not going to give you any information on players, and that's a good thing. Now, whenever I coach football, it was high school level. Our coach, he be telling everybody everything. We be sitting up at a Waffle House, he be like, oh yeah, Antoine, he's limping a little bit, but we're thinking that he should be good to go by Friday night. Or we always had our coaches meetings on Sundays at the Mexican restaurant, and we be talking, or he be talking to the media. But oh yeah, Jabari, I don't think he's gonna be able to go by next week. He can't put too much weight on that leg. I like, dang, coach, you just telling everybody everything. Keep something to yourself, Bo. Oh man, Molly Mall says 2. He says you got to go with that tall glass of salt water. No, see, what the world about the ball? Just answer the question. Coach Wallace says 2. He thinks that Drake London is going to be that guy. Yeah, and Hodge does look good too. You're right, ATL. But Jamal D and Coach Keith, they all think that Drake is just that dude. Dre Murphy, he thinks that Drake is that guy. Cool Money thinks it could be somebody else. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, and the beauty of this is that we can always go back, right? We can always go back, and it's one of those cases where, we say, "Hey," we look back at it, and be like, "Dang," I could be like, "Man, y'all was right." Like, man, y'all was right. I can't say nothing. Tyrell said, "Big Low, did you see Terrence Mathis talk about our receivers? He said our most talented receiver was Patterson, and that others need to work on their route trees." I did see that he said that, but the thing is that we gonna see, you gonna do what you can do, bro. This is where we're at right now. Oh man. Coach Wallace says, Coach Lowe, I already drafted Drake London in my fantasy league. Okay, Coach, I see you. Yeah, I know Coach Wallace. I'm joking when I say this, y'all. So don't be trying to hit up Coach Wallace trying to get free tickets to the game. Yeah, I know Coach Wallace is Coach Arthur Smith's cousin. Wait a minute, we got another Superman chat. Coach Padre says, "Hey man, what's going on, Coach Lowe? What's good? Do you think we'll take a run at Chris Lindstrom's brother, just to shore up that center position?" Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. I appreciate that, Bo. I don't think so, Coach. I think if Drew Dahlman gets hurt, I think we're going to be going. I think we're going to have to hit him with the Henny, right? The beautiful thing that we got. What's going on? One time for the fan. Much love to you, man. Much love to you. What's good, my brothers? Like I said, we're gonna be linking up them one time for the fanboys on Sunday. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. But yeah, the thing is that with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter, it takes a lot of pressure off of your center, right? If anybody's played center in any level of football, the first attribute that you have to have is quickness. That's the first attribute that you have to have, because after you snap that ball, you got to get your hands up and grab something. But the thing is that let's say you whiff, or let's say you get pushed back. The back of your jersey gets dirty. Old Coach Low's jersey never got dirty. It was always the front of my jersey being dirty. After I rolled over people, I'm getting up. But anyway, um, the benefit that you have is that quarterback, he can escape. He has some level of escapability, right? So I think that actually helps Matt Hennessy. So since he has a year of experience under his belt, Drew Dalman beat him in camp. And I mean, we're not saying that Drew Dalman is just a step head and shoulders above Matt Hennessy, but if push comes to shove and Matt Hennessy does have to play, then I'm not mad at having a Matt Hennessy. I don't think there's no need to go after Lanston brother, unless that's going to save us some money on the deal next year. Oh man! So at that slot cornerback spot, we got Olamide. Olamide's a Zacchaeus. Now I'm finna tell you something. I love Olamide. I really do. I'm finna tell y'all something. I really feel like it's one of those cases where I think Demir Bird might take Olamide's spot when it's all said and done. And that's just my opinion. And maybe, y'all know how I do. Sometimes I just get naked, So sometimes I pull a molly mall. I just get naked. I'm just sitting out here exposed. That's the beauty of the channel. We pick something and we lock on to it. So I'm Demir Bird. I think he's going to be my guy. He's going to be the guy that's going to surprise a lot of people around the league. Now, on the offensive line, as you can see, it's pretty much no surprise. I think the biggest surprise that we have is that everybody. So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Everybody's upset because Jalen Mayfield is still on the 53-man roster. Everybody's upset about it. So, let's go ahead and put this up to vote. Do you feel like Jalen Mayfield should have been cut? If you feel like he should have been cut, put a 3 in the chat. If you feel like Jalen Mayfield still deserves another chance, put a 4 in the chat. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. If you feel like Jalen Mayfield should have been cut, put a 3 in the chat. If you feel like, look, let's give this young Thundercat another chance, put a 4 in the chat. I'm sure, and see, Coach Rona, she done came with the scissors already. I'm sure this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. What's going on, Joseph Thornton? I know that you got that oil for me, Bo. I know that you got that oil for me. You're right. You're right, ATLGA faithful. I mean, that pass did look good now. That pass did look good, but we're gonna see. Ghost Pepper says, Coach Low, still waiting for a starting caliber 2 gap, a true run stuff and nose tackle that could play on first and second downs, who can rotate with big Anthony Rush. The guy's out there, Bo. The guy is out there. Shelton, what's his name? Shelton Brown. He's out there. Yeah, definitely. Look, I do need y'all to do a country boy a favor. If you're excited after seeing this 53-man roster and you're ready for Falcons football, do a country boy a favor and hit that like button. You just need some way to express it. You want to express it without getting arrested like Molly Mall. Hit that like button. I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. So, ATL DSGB, he says, look, man, y'all being hard on that young Thundercat. Give that young man another shot. Coach Arthur, give him one more chance. That's what he said. Tyler Russell, Ghost Peppers, J Mall. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler Russell, Ghost Peppers. They says, they said, hey man, it's time to go. Said need to let him go. J Mall says 4. This is the last chance, though. It's the last chance. Anthony Wright, he put up 33 threes. Coach Wild says, I think all our receivers are good enough to be interchangeable. And you're right about that, Coach. You're right about that. Padre, Jamal M, they said it's time to let them go. Now, Brian Peebles, Albert Smith, they said, hey, Bo, don't be too hasty. Hold on. Pump your brakes there. Tyler Russell with 33 threes. Coach Wallace, he's the OG of the coaching staff. Always the voice of reason. Sometimes I get out of pocket. He said, hey, man, hey, come on, coach. Calm down, coach. You being a young Thundercat right now. I said, I'm sorry, coach. Coach Dre says, hey, man, let's not be too hasty. Now, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Just be glad that Coach Bridget wasn't one of your teachers. Coach Bridget, boy, she cutthroat. She ain't playing no games with him. Coach Bridget said, hey, it's time to go. I don't know if y'all heard that old school Ideal song. Said, I think you need to leave me alone. Get your bags, get gone. Oh man, Joseph Thornton said he thinks we need to wait. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in the hat. I think you need to wait on it, Bo. You need to wait on it. And the reason why I say this is because think about it. He changed positions, right? He changed positions. He used to be a tackle. He kicked in the guard. Then T says 3. He should have never been drafted. I agree. But look, we are where we are now. Oh man. So yes, he has looked like every time I think about Jalen Mayfield, I think about a tub of Mayfield ice cream that you put. Every time I think about Jalen Mayfield, in pass protection, I think about a half gallon of Mayfield ice cream that you put in the microwave for 15 seconds so it gets soft. I'll just play it, man. I'll just play it. But the guy changed positions. He started first game in the NFL against one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. I mean, come on, guys. We know that's going to affect your psyche. Wait, World Falcon with the Superman chat. He said, dun dun dun, down with the W stinks. What in the world? What in the world? What's going on? Dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat. Jalen Mayfield got drafted in the 2nd round, guys. Are you trying to just go ahead and cut bait like Las Vegas did with Alex Leatherwood? Like, are we just cutting bait that fast? I'm just saying. I think it's one of ATL GFA talk Moose Track. I'm just saying, guys. I think it's too soon. Kind of like what Michael Jackson said. I mean, what Usher said at Michael Jackson funeral. He was singing that song. I think it's just too soon. J Miles says he changed positions, and I heard he had a back injury this year in training camp. He said, "Come on, Bo, just give the young Thundercat one more year." I mean, and yes, he may have had a back injury. He definitely could have, but look, he could be a swing guard. The offensive line has definitely looked better with Elijah Wilkinson, and I'm not even mad at it. Now, just taking a look here, we do have a Fetty as your swing tackle, so just in case Jake Matthews or Caleb McGarry, if Caleb McGarry can't get right, you do have a chance to, move a Fetty over. So I mean, that's pretty much your offensive line. We talked about Drew Dalman. I'm not even mad at that. Now, look, as far as your tight end room goes, Kyle Pitts, we already know, you know, we already know what Kyle Pitts capable of doing. Parker Hesse, so Fersker, he got cut. They let him go. And I think that might have been a money move more than anything. Now, a lot of people are saying, hey, coach, maybe the reason why they let Fersker go is because, Phil Franks, well, we can call him Felipe. That's a pretty cool tight end name. Felipe Franks, he might be that guy that could come in and be that second tight end for us. Well, Parker Hesse, he's legit. And don't forget, you still got that Georgia Bulldog in there, John Fitzpatrick. So, I mean, I'm not even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that tight end room. Parker Hesse, he's more than capable. Keith Smith, I ran across him in Publix. So, shouts out to Keith Smith, real cool cat. Ran into him in Publix out there in Buford / Flowery Branch. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, Saquon Graham, defensive end, over Marlon Davidson? Really? Over Marlon Davidson? Anthony Rush as that nose tackle position, him and Timmy Horn. And you got Grady. He's going to be lined up in that 3 technique at defensive tackle. It's crazy, right? Because they got defensive end, nose tackle, defensive tackle. Grady's the only one listed as a defensive tackle. Which is crazy. But yeah, I was really I was kind of upset because I thought Tangelo was going to make it, but he's probably going to be a real good practice squad piece. Now, the thing is, guys, is that if you have a guy that's put on that practice squad, you're leaving him, like, he's going to be susceptible to getting picked up by another team, right? So, that's something that we need to take into consideration. I'm going to tell y'all, so I'm going to make the announcement, coaches. Coach Wallace said that Graham would start over Davidson. He said that. He definitely did say that. Now, so you see Ogundeji, he got the starting nod over Arnold Ebiketie. Now, I'm gonna tell everybody, don't be too alarmed by that. The reason why I say that is because Dean Pease, he rotates these pass rushers. He rotates them constantly. So don't be alarmed. You're going to see number 47 a lot this year, right? Michael Walker as that weak side linebacker. Now, it's interesting because in that 3-4 scheme, you got to have those two middle linebackers and that A and B gap. Now, they got Deion Jones listed as a weak side linebacker. And I don't know if y'all seen this, but I said 4 months ago, like, look, Deion Jones was best fit at that weak side linebacker. Let that man cover the flat and let him handle his hook zones. And if anything comes across the middle, let him travel with them. So I think it's a good possibility, that he go ahead and take that starting spot. I mean, look, he just came back last week, right? Rashard Evans and Troy Anderson, the middle linebackers. Now, I'm going to tell you something. So, like I said, I was playing Madden last night with my homeboy Jack Spade for One Time for the Fan, right? And he made a coaching move on me. Like I said, we had a coaching matchup, right? He put Troy Anderson, Deion Jones out there, and he had Rashard Evans. I'm going to tell you something, boy. The middle of that field was fast, bro. I mean, them boys were flying around like they had wings on their back. Them boys were fast. I was like, oh, man, what in the world? What should I do? Coach picked me out like 4-5 times. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh man. Now see, Coach Jack Spade, he says, tell him how you got lucky twice. Now see, I didn't get lucky, Coach. I put myself in a position to win. See, the second game, he missed the field goal to win the game. See, that ain't luck. I had more points than him at the end of the game, and he didn't score enough to win. So, I had to get that dub from Oh, man. Yeah, man, it was a good game, man. Coach Wallace says, this is why P switched up. He said, this is why P switched up Dion and Foyer's position last year. He said he was trying to put him in the best situation to successfully succeed. And you definitely got to acknowledge that. Now, one thing that I'm looking at here, we all called it, at the end of the season. We all called it. We said, okay, one thing that we know is that these two young Thundercats are going to be our starting safeties. These two young Thundercats are going to be our starting safety. So, and we see what it is. Look at these two numbers right here. 2020 NFL draft, 4th round, Jalen Hawkins. 2021 NFL draft, 2nd round, Richard Grant. You got two young Thundercats back there, Bo. It's going to be one of those situations. Can these two young, and I've been saying this, if these safeties play at a really good level, the Atlanta Falcons can be 15 or higher on the defensive side of the ball easily. I wouldn't even doubt that they would be 10 or higher. But it's all dependent on how well these safeties play, specifically Richie Grant, because he's going to be playing he's going to be playing on the roof a lot. He's going to be playing a lot of single highs. I don't know if anybody had a chance to go to training camp, but we ran a lot of cover 3, a whole lot of cover 3. So the question, and the thing is that if he gets turned around, if he takes 1 or 2 wrong steps in the wrong direction, draws get burnt off. Draws get burned off. So the question is, can Richie Grant take that next step? And I feel like that was one of the main reasons why Dean Pease was so careful with him last year, because he wants to bring him along correctly. He wants to bring him along so, he could do what he's supposed to do. So he could do what he came here for. Isaiah Oliver, that's your nickel cornerback. We called that 2 years ago. We even go down that road. But, no matter who tells you, they called Isaiah Oliver becoming a good cornerback. I said 2-3 years ago that Isaiah Oliver was going to be a good nickel cornerback or a free safety, because he just had that type of body type and those type of instincts. And yet here we are. Isaiah Oliver is a nickel cornerback. So, don't pay attention to who say they called Isaiah Oliver being a nickel cornerback first. They haven't called nothing right ever since. Anyway, moving forward. Eric Harris, he posted on Twitter. He said, hey, man, it's a blessing. I made a 53-man roster. You got to love Eric Harris's energy. Hopefully he could be a real good leader for this secondary for years to come. Dean Marlowe, I think a lot of people are sleeping on this young man. That's going to be your backup free safety. And, I've been tell y'all something. Big homie Bodie from One Time for the Fan. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, make sure that y'all go ahead and subscribe to them so you could be in the party on Sunday whenever we leak up on One Time for the Fan. So go ahead and subscribe to them so you don't miss the show on Sunday, because I'm going to go over there and chill out with them. But Bodie called this a year ago. He said, hey, man, D. Alford, he's that guy. And we got him on the squad. He's going to make the squad, and he's going to make a difference. Just like I called it, looks like D. Alford is going to be your dime cornerback. In some situations, he might be your nickel. And we've seen all throughout training camp and in the preseason, he's a ball hawk. He's a ball hawk. So yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I'm feeling good. And like I said before, what's going on, Raymond Elder? What in the world, bro? A Love says, hey man, I'm more interested in takeaways than sacks. he said, he said, he said, I'm more interested in takeaways. I'm assuming that's sacks. I hope it's sacks. So if the team had 40 turnovers and only 10 sacks, I'll be happy, man. That's interesting that you bring that up because me and my homeboy Twisted Torch, one big topic that we have all the time is Troy Anderson. And y'all know I'm still stuck on the fence with Troy Anderson. Troy Anderson forced the interception in the last preseason game with Nathan Landman, ended up catching that interception. But y'all know why the interception was thrown, though, right? That interception was thrown because Troy Anderson didn't finish. He got there, which is what I said he would be able to do, but he didn't. He didn't finish. He didn't get the guy down, right? So he got out of the tackle, threw the ball downfield, threw out of a sack, or threw under pressure. It ended up being an interception. Sometimes the best plays happen in chaos like that, but that's something that we got to make sure that we keep our eye on with Troy Anderson because he's still trying to sling people down instead of run through them, right? And that's and you're not going to be able to just get away with things like that. You got to have some sort of technique because this isn't Montana State. You ain't just going to be able to use your physical gifts, right, to be successful. I mean, we know Troy Anderson is physically gifted. Now, let's see if he could put those physical gifts with that technique. And if he can, he's going to be a Pro Bowl player. A-Love says, my defensive bottom line is turnovers. I can care less about anything else. I feel you on that, bro. I feel you on that. Look, at the end of the day, we just want the ball, by any means necessary. Traveling Charlie says, I can't find any more tickets for that Charlotte's game with the Rise Up tour. Do you know anything about it? Is it still available? I tell you what, Traveling Charlie, if you can, email me, biglowkuntry@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll follow back up with you. But you say you can't find any tickets for the Charlotte game. Me and my homeboy Jack Spade, I'm sure we can help you with that, man. Molly Moss's Big Low, who was your surprise player who you didn't know was going to make the team? So my surprise player, to be honest with you, it's like I've been watching this team so much. I feel like pretty much everybody who I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not that surprised about too much of anybody. I guess Quentin Bell would be my surprise guy. But anybody else, I think I'm pretty good. I think we all assumed that all of these guys were going to make it. The Mike Fords and the Jared Bernhardts and all of these guys. So yeah, I'm not too surprised about anybody, Coach. I guess Quentin Bell, and he's a heck of a player himself. So yeah, that's a good question though. Bubba Gump, what in the world, Bubba? What's going on with you, man? ATL Skate Man. Much love to you, brother. Much love to you. Also, make sure that you hit that like button. Coach Roney said, if you don't hit that like button for me, she said that she ain't finna give me no moonshine. So, look, help a country boy out, man. Help a country boy out. Coach Bridget says, he probably scared. What Coach Bridget talking about? He probably scared of a roughing the passer penalty. You know how soft this league has become, and that's true. That's true. Oh, somebody asked about the shirt. Oh, yeah, the shirt. I am a man. I have to tell Coach Ronald this all the time. Like, look. What you said, okay, Coach Ronald? Nah. So I got this shirt. So I don't know if I told y'all the reason why I didn't get a chance to come on live after the third preseason game is because our cousin, she actually got a job. She's working for the Memphis Grizzlies. So we made a trip. Shouts out to Ash. Much love to you, Ash. Made a trip to Memphis over the weekend, and I actually had a chance to go to the Civil Rights Museum, and man, this is where I got that shirt. And I learned a lot of things. It was the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis is actually at it's at the hotel where Martin Luther King was assassinated at, and we went down there, and we learned a lot of things about our history, and yeah, man, it was a really good time, very informative, and I got the shirt and a couple of other things, man. But um, definitely, man, definitely. Coach Wallace says, I agree with you, Coach. Bell would be the guy that was, yeah. I think Bell was a surprise, man. I think Bell was a surprise. Now, Antonio Holloway, he says, hey, man, I love our special teams unit. We finally got a punter. Yes, Bradley Pinion. Hopefully he's gonna be pinning them down. He's gonna be pinning them back there. Oh man. Hopefully he's gonna be pinning them back there. But yeah, we got a punter. We know what you're gonna get with Young Way Cool. You know what you're gonna get. Avery Williams' kick return, and something that's pretty interesting. Jared Bernhardt, kick return and punt return backup. So that's a pretty good look, man. Pretty good look. So I'm definitely excited. Not for everybody says, hey, Big Low, I'm in Vegas right now looking at the Raiders Stadium. Let's go Dirty Birds. Okay, then. Let me know how that stadium looking. I see people call it the hockey puck. Let me know how that stadium looking, Bo. Let me know how that stadium. One time for the fans. Anybody on here have Madden 23 on PS5? See what it did. He trying to practice. Because the pain is coming. I'm just talking trash to you, Coach. I'm just talking trash to you. Coach Ghost Pepper says once Troy Anderson gets the playbook down, gels with the defense and figures out his potential, that we're gonna be calling him Troy Barilla Anderson. Well, Barilla, what in the world? Barilla. Boy, you a fool, boy. I can't even say that with a straight face, boy. Troy Barilla. Oh man. Yes, Coach Bridget. Yeah, that's the same punter from the Jets game. Yeah, he could boot it. He got a foot on him. He got a foot on him. But yeah, so my question to y'all is, now I don't know if y'all remember back in February or March, we said we sit down. Backspace says Troy Hemerson. Oh man. I don't know if y'all remember, we sit down in February or March and we said, look, guys, we got some decisions that we need to make. I don't know if y'all remember that. It was about 6 months ago. We said, hey, we have decisions that we need to make. As a matter of fact, let me stop sharing this screen. There we go. Yeah, we said we got some decisions that we need to make. And now here we are. We need to decide what we were going to do about Foye Oluokun. Whether we want to admit it or not, the Matt Ryan issue was looming over our heads. Right? We didn't know what was going to go on with Calvin Ridley. Mike Davis was stomping cockroaches, all over the field in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do about a pass rush. How can we get this defense to stop somebody? We had a lot of questions, guys. What are we going to do at the wide receiver position? What are we going to do with the interior offensive line? So my question to you is, do you feel better about this roster now than you did back in February and March? That's the big that's the big question. If you feel better about this roster now after we went through it and seen who we kept and we seen what improvements that we made, if you feel better about this roster, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where you still rather have a Matt Ryan and the same squad that you had last year. And trust me, no disrespect to Matt Ryan. That's my favorite player of all time. But if you feel like we should have kept what we would have had last year, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all thinking. I just want to know what y'all thinking. I just want to know what y'all thinking. And shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you, but while we at it, I'm gonna let y'all know how I feel. Big Low Country Sports just put a 1 in the chat. I'm finna tell you something, Bo. I'm finna tell you something. Terry Fontenot worked some magic this offseason. Terry Fontenot worked some magic this offseason. For us to be in the salary cap situation that we were in, I mean, we were driving aimlessly around 285, the same way that the Saints wander aimlessly around the bayou whenever Sean Payton left. Oh man. It look here. So you're right. You're right, J Mal. You're right. You notice I ain't called him that in about 2-3 months. We can't call him 00504 no more, Bo. He look, he's in there. He's in there. We legit can't call him that. We cannot call him 00504 anymore. We can't call him that. Let me see what everybody else is saying. So I said, if you feel like this roster is better than they were last year, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases, they still kind of put a 2 in the chat. Miller Mill says, Lo, we finna keep adding to the pass rush next year. Oh yeah, I know it. And that's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing, Bo. This season is just the building blocks. And shoot, I'm halfway naked. And my homeboy Joseph Thornton told me to hit that. Told me to hit that Mike Davis. But I'm gonna tell you something, Bo. What time for the fans and not cockroaches? But yeah, I'm finna tell you something. Coach Wallace, Coach Dre, Coach J Maul, Coach Joseph Thornton. Looks like we're all in agreement. A-Love. One time for the fans. Shouts out to One Time for the Fan. They said, hey, man, I feel like we're much better now. Millie Mills, not for everybody. He's out there naked in Las Vegas. Not because he lost all his money, because he just naked about the stadium. He says 1. They said, good call, Coach Bridget. Antonio Holloway. Much love to Antonio Holloway. Brian Peebles, ATL Skate Man. He says, yes, sir, 1. I mean, we got to give Brian Peoples. We got to give Terry Fontenot his flowers. Coach Padre, some cool cat named Big Low Kuntry said 1. Said he agreed. Coach Keith, he's a Steelers fan. He said, hey man, y'all coming, Bo. He said, y'all coming. Said y'all are them. Said y'all are them neutrons. Like what in the world? Oh man, Antonio Holloway says, it's life. It's just time to move on. Fresh energy, players come and go. Yes. And y'all heard what I said. And and I ain't gonna lie to you, the old coach, I got some flack for this. Put out a video. I put out a video back in February, I believe. It was directed, specifically for Mr. Terry Fontenot. I said, look, Bo. I said, I'm hearing rumors that the Atlanta Falcons, that y'all been getting offers from Matt Ryan. I said, if they give you a good offer, you take that offer, Bo. They give you a good look. I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening to any potential offers that they're giving you, because I say this all the time, Bo. Players come and go, but the Atlanta Falcons, that's the constant, right? Players come and go, no matter how great Patrick Mahomes is. A lot of people might think he's the best quarterback in the league right now. But guess what's going to happen in 10, 15 years? Patrick Mahomes ain't going to be there. Chiefs will still be there. Players come and go. You got to focus on the betterment of your team, because you got to take care of that franchise, right? And it's what some people say. Sometimes you just need fresh energy. Coach Jeannie Lee says, hey, Coach Low, just coming on. Tell Darren Hall is only on the practice squad. Just tell me Darren Hall is only on the practice squad. I think they're trying to get him on there. Darren Hall, nephew of Aaron Hall. Jam. Oh, jam. Teddy, jam for me, yeah. Yeah. That Aaron Hall. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he's gonna be on the practice squad. Hopefully. Bridget says, I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, so I got a little belief in them, but I was raised here in Atlanta. So when it comes to it, forget the Jags. But I think they may surprise this year. You never know. You never know. One time for the fan says, I think with the little money left, Terry and Art have a player or two in mind that they can get ready for the season. And I'm hoping that you're right, Bo. Because as long as you're taking everything into consideration with the future in mind. Because let's be honest. Your boy Thomas Dimitrov, he was just thinking about today. If we really think about it, Thomas Dimitrov, he kind of jumped the gun in a lot of situations. He was just thinking about today. Whenever you got a man that's just trying to save his job, that's a dangerous situation. Because at the end of the day, like I said, players, GMs, coaches come and go. That's why they have those special days where we'll remember them for 10 minutes during the halftime show. But guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a game later on, right after the halftime show, where new players play. Players, coaches, GMs come and go. Look at the Smiths. Yeah, the Smiths that used to own the Atlanta Falcons. They came, they left. Players, coaches, GMs, owners come and go. It's that's just what it is. Francis 86 says, I'm excited. Ready for the season. Troy Spartan Anderson is gonna have 5 picks. What, man? Y'all give this young cat all kind of days. I thought it was big calves, finish halves Anderson. What in the world? Y'all named this man everything. 330 says, one, with the other regime, coach, I would be panicking right now. But with the new regime, I'm just waiting for the next power move so I can say, OMG, oh my God, oh my God. Antonio Holloway, he says, hey, coach, do you see Desmond Ridder playing any this season? I'm glad that you brought that up, coach. I actually meant to touch on this a little bit Ghost Pepper says Steven cheerleader means Christian Blake, Sharp, Tyler Davidson, Mike, Little Tykes Truck Davis. So of course I feel a whole lot better about this depth chart. Wow, oh man, Steven cheerleader means, boy, y'all crazy. But yeah. So Antonio Holloway, he says, look, coach, do you see Desmond Ritter getting any playing time this season? So I'm gonna tell y'all what my viewpoint is. So basically, Desmond Ritter, the Atlanta Falcons are in a great situation. I had somebody talking some trash to me in Memphis, and y'all heard me say this the last show. They said, "Hey man, y'all ain't got no quarterback." Like, you right, man. You definitely right about that. I can't even argue with you. We got two. I think if I don't want Desmond Ritter to have any playing time this season. I don't want him to. I want him to sit and watch as much as he can. The only time he should get any playing time is if we're winning or losing so bad or so well that it'll be good to get him in there to get him some run. But I don't want Desmond Ritter. I don't want to see number 4 this season. I don't want to see it. The only time I want to see him is next year. Um, Matt Ryan, players like that really mess things up for quarterbacks coming into the league because it used to be tradition. A quarterback was a project. Matt Ryan comes in, first touchdown, first pass is a touchdown, bomb to Mike Jenkins. Like, oh, shoot, why don't we just start teaching these quarterbacks at a younger age to be NFL ready? And moving forward, we had a lot of guys come and a lot of guys go in the quarterback position. But there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers is doing as well as he's doing. Is because those 3 years where he was sitting down, he soaked up everything that he could. And that definitely worked out to his benefit. 200 Percocets, a few hundred hallucinogens, and 2 MVPs later. 2 straight MVPs later. Ain't no telling how many MVPs in total when it's all said and done. It definitely worked to his benefit. So, yes, I definitely want Desmond Ritter to sit down, this whole season. And I know it's gonna be hard because we're gonna get impatient. But look, at the end of the day, Bo, it is what it is. It is what it is. Coach Water says, look, we don't want to see Ritter unless there's an injury to Mariota. Yeah. I want to have the issue. Coach Rhoda says, so then Jordan Love should be great by now then. Now, see, I'm not saying just I'm not saying just because you sit down for 2 or 3 years, that means that you're just going to be great. Now, you also have to have the skills and you have to have a certain sort of work ethic as well. Like you can't just come in and do it just because you sit down for a long time. Like that's not how this works. Oh man. Miller Mill says my homeboy sat behind Alex Smith too. Yes, I remember that. And I remember whenever the Atlanta Falcons played Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, the preseason before he went off, I think it was like 3-4 years ago, the preseason before he went off, I think they won the Super Bowl that year. I was like, I seen him throw like a 60, 70-yard pass. We were running cover 2, and he just out through the coverage. I was like, ooh, he's going to be a problem. The thing is that in Texas Tech, he could always throw the ball. He just didn't. He never knew how to read defenses, right? Thing is that Desmond Ritter knows how to read defenses. Now he's just working on the details. He's just ironing out all the small wrinkles. So whenever he comes to the table and he knows he comes in and he actually does have the range, not just first and second options, but he's going through progressions, looking at third and fourth options. It's one of those cases where it's like, oh man, he's fully prepared. That's what you want. We know he has the physical attributes. Mentally, he's ready now. But just imagine if he was even more ready with even more talent. That's whenever you got a Super Bowl team, Bo. I'm hoping that we have a Super Bowl team this year, because if Marcus Mariota comes out, kills it, has a Pro Bowl type season, I want to be in the situation where we say, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? That's a great problem to have. That's a great problem to have. I legitimately want to be in that situation. And if it's one of those cases where Desmond Ridder sits for 2 years, then so be it. Because I know that Desmond Ridder is that type of guy who he's mentally strong enough where whenever he does come in, oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, Bo. So that's why if you're someone who's not a Falcons fan and you're like wondering like why these Atlanta Falcons fans are peacocking and acting like we got the world's biggest secret, is because we legit do. It's like Desmond Ridder has the potential to be that guy. We don't even care about Bryce Young. We don't really care about CJ Stroud, because everything that we're watching Desmond Ridder do in these preseason games is like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Desmond Ridder in these preseason games, in my opinion, he's performed better than I seen the number 1 overall pick last year in the Trevor Lawrence perform. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Look at the tape and prove to me that Trevor Lawrence played better than Desmond Ridder played in this preseason. And if you want to say, hey, that was just a preseason, look at the preseason games from last year and then look at the preseason games from this year of Trevor Lawrence and Desmond Ridder. And you tell me who's a more pro-ready quarterback. Desmond Ridder is, in my opinion, he's more cerebral. He's more athletic. Now, as far as coaching, I would say Doug Peterson, he's a heck of a coach. Arthur Smith is showing that he's a heck of a coach. So I'm just going to put them up there together. But right now, at his point in his career, Desmond Ridder is a more NFL-ready quarterback than Trevor Lawrence is. That's why Atlanta Falcons fans are peacocking and brimming right now, because we're sitting here like we got the leagues the same way Kansas City Chiefs fans were like, man, y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. It's kind of like my whole boy Jack Spade was saying whenever we were playing Madden. He was like, man, I got something for you. Like, oh man, what in the world? But yeah, man. Yeah. I agree with you. And I want to ask y'all. Let's say the Atlanta Falcons go, and this is hypothetical. Let's say we go 4-13 next year. Well, this year, I'm sorry. Let's say we go 4-13. Do you think the Atlanta Falcons should draft a quarterback? If you're sitting right there, you're looking Bryce Young or CJ Stroud in the face. You don't have to trade up or nothing to get either one of them. Do you think the Atlanta Falcons should take that quarterback? If you do feel like that's the case, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like, we're good with what we got, put a 2 in the chat. I'm just saying, if you feel like we should go ahead and make that move, put a 1 in the chat. But if you feel like this is a case where, hey, we're good over here, put a 2 in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, you know what? Because I don't want to be the guy that changes. That's trying to make you change your mind. Because I mean, let's be honest. Bryce Young, he's a Heisman Trophy quarterback, right? He's coming to the NFL pro ready. That's what they run in Alabama. They run a pro style offense. That's what they do. Guess who else ran a pro style offense though, Bo? Desmond Ritter. You know, Desmond Ritter drew Alec Pierce to what a second round pick. We're gonna see if Alec Pierce is legit that guy when he goes to Indy. He's a good wide receiver. We're gonna see if he's a number 2 wide receiver in the NFL playing with Matt Ryan. That's the question. Let me see what everybody's thinking, man. Let me see what everybody's thinking. So the question is, do you feel like that if we go 4-13 or 3-14, should we take a quarterback with the first, second, or third pick? Let's see here. J Mall, Joseph Thornton, they said no. Coach Drake, he says no. Trucker Mike, what in the world, Bo? What's going on with your fam? Dwayne P, he says 2. He says no. Now, Coach Tyler Russell, he says 1. He says, hey, I mean, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, man, Bo, I'm getting naked for him. Joseph Thornton, Brian Peoples, A-Love, they all say 2. They think we're good. Mudbone says, hey, Bo, you go ahead and go for what you know. Go ahead and get one of them younger Thundercats. Lowski, he says 2. Molly Moss says 1. He says, look, y'all don't need more than that. Now, look, I mean, shoot, the way it's looking now, Bo, that secondary, it ain't going to be looking too hot. You know, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gone, what in the world? Y'all traded that man for a pocket full of bottle caps and some rubber bands, Bo. Y'all put yourself in a bad situation with that one, Bo. Not for everybody. Albert Smith, Trucker Mike, Coach Padre, they all think that, we should, we should just keep what we got. Tyler Russell says 1, because if we lose that much, it must be the quarterback's fault, right? I mean, I don't know, Coach. I mean, that's the thing. So let's say you go 3-14, you're scoring 24 points a game. But the other team is scoring 25, 26 points a game. I mean, is that legit the quarterback's fault? I mean that's tough. That's tough. So I mean it's one of those things. I know a lot of people are saying, "Hey, Coach, the Falcons they're only gonna win 3 or 4 games this season," but everybody forget that you have to play the game. People get caught up in these popularity contests, and everybody snaps out of it by week 2. By week 2, they realize that whenever you go and play in this game, there's a strong possibility that you could lose. Everybody forgets that. They get caught up in what's going on in the offseason and whose pictures on NFL Network all the time. Right? They get caught up in who's standing there in the entry scene in Madden. They get caught up in all of that. Not knowing that, yes, there's a possibility that the Atlanta Falcons are an NFL team and they can beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody just thinks that it's a foregone conclusion because we're not popular right now. We ain't popping. Everybody just comes to the strong conclusion that, oh, we're gonna lose. But I mean, it's one of those cases. It's kind of like what Coach Roney was telling me today. Well, no, yesterday. She explained to me what an analyst is in the corporate world. Like I used to, it's like I'm trying to advance my career, and we were talking about what my next steps are, and she was like, "Well, you want to possibly become an analyst." I'm like, "What does an analyst do?" She's like, basically, an analyst just analyzes the business and say what you need to do moving forward. So if the team loses and we go 3-14, it's like we can't just say, hey, it's the quarterback's fault. We have to, Terry Fontenot has to be an analyst. He has to look at the team and say, okay, why are we losing? Right? Someone said earlier, like, hey, is it safe to say that Matt Ryan kind of handicapped this offense? That's a strong possibility because the offense looks a whole lot better now. And granted, it's the preseason, We could come out against the Saints and score 6 points, right? But it's all about, if Terry Fontenot, can he be an analyst, determine what changes we need to make, and then make those changes. I can't call him 00504 no more, bro. Clay Milton says 2. He says build the defense and the offensive line. ATL Skate Man, Coach Wallace, Smokey Sinatra, they all say 2. They think that, you should kind of stick with what you got. Grandizer said 1. He said, hey, you go ahead and make that move. You go ahead and make that move. Oh man. Cole hit different. He said, what about Julio Jones? I mean, Julio Jones, he's over there with them Buccaneers, bro. It's kind of like what we say. KO or Co hit different. Players come and go. We would love to have Julio here long term, but I think his energy just wasn't matching what we were trying to do right now. You ever been in a relationship with somebody and you start saying stuff like, man, I just want to be happy. You come in here, you just make me unhappy. You just start fussing about just random stuff. You bringing down the energy of the room. That's what Julio Jones started being. It's like, dang, Julio, like, you make some nice catches and stuff, but man, like what in the world? Like, why you coming out the game at the goal line, bro? Like, like what? Come on, bro. Like what? Oh, you can't practice no more? Oh, okay. Trucker Mike says, that's a hot pocket and a great Kool-Aid trade the Saints did. Oh man. Y'all are crazy, boy. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. But yeah, shoot, man. Yeah, ain't nobody disrespecting Julio Jones. No, we love Julio, but Julio he wasn't fitting the vision anymore. Tyler Russell says, Coach Dre, all the fans blamed them for losing for years. So it must be true now, now that we replaced them, that if we lose a lot, the quarterback should be blamed and we should just replace him. Now, I'm going to tell you, Coach Tyler Russell, I always knew, like, if you look back at the Matt Ryan era, how many times do we have a top 10 defense? Right? I mean, what, 2 or 3? 2017 was the best overall team we've had. 2016 team was great, but 2017 defense was humming. Offense was humming. It wasn't good 2016, but Matt Ryan, he just didn't have the supporting cast around him, right? He didn't have support. It's like, I'll put it to you like this right here. Matt Ryan, y'all know I'm a car guy. Y'all know I used to be a car salesman, and I equate a lot of things and situations in life to cars. I'm gonna tell y'all. It's one of those cases where Matt Ryan became a Mercedes-Benz. No pun intended, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You might say, what you mean by that, Coach Lowe? Well, if you think about it, over the years, Matt Ryan, he required more and more money. He became more and more expensive, right? More and more expensive. He set the bar for quarterback salaries a couple times, 2 big contracts. But think about this: Mercedes-Benz, whenever you first get it, it's great, it's pretty, beautiful car. But what happens? A lot of people don't realize that Mercedes-Benz depreciates more than almost any other car. It depreciates very, very quickly. Another thing about a Mercedes-Benz is it's hard to maintain them. Very expensive to maintain them. You gotta pay a whole lot of money because they got like these special parts that you can only get them from certain places. So it's hard to maintain it. Then You just think about it. By the time it's all said and done, you got finished paying for it. It's depreciated like 70%. you know, you gotta pay, $600-700 to get the oil change. Don't let it tear up. You gotta pay $4,000-5,000 for it. You know, so by the time it's all said and done, Bo, you just paying for the name. Matty Go says, I see Tom Brady having a Matt Ryan season. He'll finally play with a below average offensive line. I want to see what he does now. Dang, Matty Ghost. What in the world? Man, I appreciate that, Matty Ghost. Thank you so much. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Ty Dollar, much love to you, my family. Appreciate you for checking in with us. Not for everybody said, yeah, man, especially if you get an oil leak. Yeah. Matt Ryan, he was a Mercedes Benz. He was expensive. If you get a 72-month payment on a Mercedes Benz, you pay for it for 6 years. And let's say it's $80,000. By the time you finish paying that car off, it's gonna be worth $27,000. So now you got a car that depreciated a whole bunch. Then it got 100,000 miles on it. Y'all know how it works. Time you pay it off, that's when it starts tearing up. That's how it is, Bo. That's why I say, look, if I spend a whole bunch of money on a car, just let me get an old Ford truck. Just let me get an old Ford truck and I'm good. If it tears up, I can get it fixed real quick. Oh man, trust me, man. I learned my lesson about the Cadillacs. Whenever I first met Coach Roney, that's what I had. I had a Cadillac CTS. That Rich Boy had just came out. I put some speakers in it. I think I put 2 tens in it. Throw some things on that. Yeah, boy, I thought I was clean, but I think pearl white Cadillac. Now, thing is, I tried to take care of my cars and it lasted a long time. But I'm gonna tell you something, boy, that thing depreciated like it wasn't nobody business. That thing depreciated like it wasn't nobody business, boy. Tony Holloway says, Coach Lowe, what type of season do you think AJ Terrell is going to have this year? I think he's finally going to get his respect. I definitely think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to be in the NFL top 100 next year. The Falcons just aren't popular, guys. That's pretty much what it is. We're not one of the it teams. We're not one of the it teams. Think about it. The Dallas Cowboys, who do they have to throw the ball to other than CeeDee Lamb? Is Ezekiel Elliott a shell of himself? I mean, we could possibly say so. But the Dallas Cowboys are one of the it teams. So they're still talking about the Dallas Cowboys like they're a Super Bowl contending team. That's just how it is. Whenever we were one of the it teams, we were talked about all the time. Deion Jones, they were like, oh, yeah, he's one of the top linebackers in the league. Keanu Neal. Oh, man, Keanu Neal, he's one of the top safeties in the league. We all knew Keanu Neal couldn't cover nobody. They were saying he was one of the top safeties in the league because we were one of the it teams. We were one of the popular teams. So, I mean, that's what it is. How many teams Keanu Neal have been on since he left Atlanta? Well, he going to a second team now because he left. He went to Dallas. Now he's going to Tampa. I mean, if he was that guy, if he was that guy, somebody would want to keep him. Reese Cup said Ezekiel Belliot. Ty Dollar says, you doing any fantasy leagues this year? Man, boy, they got me in so many fantasy leagues. It don't make no sense, boy. It don't make no sense. Dre Murray said, Coach, a.k.a. Beloved, it should be like that, though, whether we popular or not, though, Beloved. Yeah, I mean, it should be. You know, it's kind of like what my big brother used to say all the time. Shoulda, woulda, coulda won a ball game, bro. You know, there's a lot of things there's a lot of things that should be the case, but that's definitely not the case. Right? It's definitely not the case. Billy Bill says, so Low, you saying that the league is really rigged. Oh, I ain't saying that, bro. But what I'm saying is that it's one of those situations where um if you're popular, it's just like high school. It's just like high school. If you're popular, you're gonna get talked about, right? If you're not one of the popular kids, don't nobody want to sit at the lunch table with you. When the Atlanta Falcons were a popular team, whenever we had that high flying offense and we had the Matt Ryans and the Mohamed Sanoos and Julio Jones and all of that, Austin Hooper, it was one of those cases where, man, these Atlanta Falcons, boy, oh, they fun to watch. Man, yeah. Matt Ryan, he's a man. I tell you what, let me tell you about Vic Beasley. Then moving forward, you have 4-5 straight losing seasons. You got nobody moving the needle. Marcus Mariota's not a popular quarterback, right? Marcus Mariota, he's not a Josh Allen. He's not a Patrick Mahomes now, making no-look throws. Think about it. I talk about this all the time, guys. Matthew Stafford wasn't a popular guy. He wasn't a popular guy. He was in Detroit. He was out there in the middle of nowhere. You look back over the course of history of the league. If you're not on a popular team, it don't matter. Randy Moss was out there in Oakland. He was out there in Oakland, and he was riding away. People like every night he'd make a big play or whatever, but it was just the team that he was on. He was Randy freaking Moss. What happens when he goes to New England? He just gets this newfound respect. Randy Moss. Oh my goodness. Let's get naked for Randy Moss. Oh, like no. That's just how it is, bro. That's just how it is. Keith said the Steelers are popular. Hey, the Steelers, they also had 15 winning seasons consecutive. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Coach Ronnie, what in the world? Coach Ronnie with a 1.9 Superman chat said, I'm enjoying the show, Coach. Well, thank you so much, Coach Ronnie. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Oh man. Billy Mills said he definitely a legend in Oregon, though. Those fans still talking about him. Yeah, I mean, but think about all the guys, Vince Young, he's a legend in Texas. He wasn't a popular guy. Vince Young was a Pro Bowl player. A lot of people don't acknowledge it. He was a Pro Bowl player. A lot of people don't acknowledge it, but he wasn't a popular guy. It's all about who moves the needle. It's all about who's popular. Oh man, Bubba Gut says early 2000s, 11-5 or 5-11. They were popular because of Vic. I mean, and that had something to do with it. But I tell you one thing, you remember whenever Michael Vick got hurt. When Michael Vick got hurt, there wasn't nobody talking about us. It wasn't nobody. Michael Vick was also in an extenuating circumstance because he was Michael Vick. He was Michael freaking Vick, bro. Like, and one of the most electrifying players in NFL history. He was Michael Vick, right? But Michael Vick got hurt. Wasn't nobody talking about us. And that's that. I mean, let's be honest, that's how it is now. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. This Atlanta Falcons team now, people are sleeping. They sleeping on us like we playing in our jammies. One time for the fans says Falcons 38, Aints 6, week 1. Oh man. I hope that's the case, Bo. I hope that's the case. Grand Isaac says, speaking of popular, The more likes Big Low gets, the more popular he gets. Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. Oh man. Raymond Elder says, "Hey, Big Low, how much confidence do you have in this defensive and offensive line?" I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why I showed y'all the depth chart today is because I wanted y'all to see the difference. Arnold Ebiketie or Stephen Means, who you got? Brandon Rush or Tyler Davidson, who do you got? Mm. What's the guy's name? Monroe, Monroe or Casey Hayward. Who do you have? Jalen Mayfield or Elijah Wilkinson. I mean, we seen that in camp. Straight up. Who do you got? Mike Davis or Damian Williams? Who you got? Yes, that's so. To answer that question, Raymond Elder, I definitely feel more confident than I did last year, and I know that my coach has another year under his belt, so I'm feeling very confident. Everybody in the chat, they're so we're giving our pretty much our final score predictions over a 6-month tour of trying to figure out what's going to happen. Um, Bill Mills said, "How you feel about ultimate 2-and-out players?" That's just a part of football. That's something that people don't see, but it happens to everybody. But everybody's giving their record, so I do need y'all to do me a favor. Let me know. Put in the comments what do y'all think the record is going to be. Y'all let me know in the comments if you can. What do you think our record is going to be this season? Ghost Pepper says, Coach Low, I saw Danny Shelton was cut. Would he settle for a limited role on first and second downs as our primary run stuffer? And commiserate pay. He hasn't played in 13 games last year and 12 games the year before that. Yes. I mentioned this earlier. I said, yeah, we need a guy for first and second down. Bring me Danny Shelton. Please. I wanted to draft him. I want to draft him and Vita Vea. It didn't happen. But yes, bring me Danny Shelton. Dwayne P says we're going 12-5 this year. Yeah, Vic was a special player. Tyler Russell, he said we're going 8-9. He said we're going 8-9 this year. One time for the fan says the Falcons will get at least a wild card spot. At least a wild card spot. Tyler Russell says 8-9. Mariota gets injured by week 5. Good gracious. Dang, coach. Ty Dollar says 9-8 or 8-9. Okay. Okay. Antonio says, "Hey, coach, what's your confidence level heading into the season with Marcus?" I'm very confident. I am very confident. I'm I don't think y'all know how competent this team. And I put it to you like this right here. Maybe it's one of those cases, guys. Maybe it's one of those cases where I don't know. It's like if you compare something bad to something that's terrible, the bad thing looks golden. And I'm not saying that we were bad or terrible, but what I'm saying is maybe it's one of those cases where the team the previous year was just on a lower level. So if we're comparing apples to apples in that regard, no, maybe I'm just thinking that hey, this team just looks so much better. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it to you like this right here. I mean, I'm very confident. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on us. And maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, Bo. I might need to take an insulin shot because I'm getting too much sugar in my system. But look, all I can do is go off of what I seen in training camp and go off of what I seen during these preseason games. That's all I could do. That's all I could do. Coach Wallace Smith, he said 10-7. 10-7. Albert Smith says 9-8 with a playoff berth. A Love says I can see a Pro Bowl finish for Mariota if he stays healthy. Ghost Pepper says 7-10. Lowest 9-8, the highest. Maybe Young Boy says 17-0. Okay. Clay Belt says 10-7. Ritter starts by week 8. Kevin Solomon says 10-7. Bubba Gump says Mari Gota wins comeback player of the year. I mean, look, man. One time for the fans said, hey, man, I just made some Kool-Aid too. Joseph Thornton said, hey, man, you talking facts, boss. Hey, man, that's definitely what we try to do, boss. That's definitely what we try to do. But I know one thing, I've been standing on this soapbox look, man, look, at the end of the day, I think I just get fired up sometimes. And, it's one of those cases where I'm just ready. I'm tired of the speculation. I'm tired of all the talking. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to whip up on some Saints, Bo. I'm ready to whip up on some Saints. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting? We don't gotta wait until the 11th. We could fly down there and whip them up. Eat some Little Caesars pizza in their Little Caesars Stadium or whatever. Go to Haraz, win a couple dollars at the casino, eat some gumbo, wander aimlessly around the bayou, check out the Pontchartrain Crawdads, and fly back to Atlanta. I'm ready to go. Ty Dollar says Marcus Mariota. Oh, man. Kevin Solomon said dark horse playoff, the dynamics of mobile quarterbacks will give our offense an advantage we've never had before. Oh, we've had that advantage before. We've had it before. It's been a while. But we had it before. Yeah, man. Yeah, they all got to come up to Atlanta. We'll fly down there, tear their stadium down, and come back. Oh, yes, you're right, Tyler Russell. They deserve a massive loss. Yeah. The pain is coming. Oh, man. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are crazy. Well, look, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all up because I'll sit up here and I'll talk all night long, and y'all ain't finna have me get y'all in trouble with your spouses, significant others, your children, your parents, or whoever, aunties, uncles, cousins. You be like, hey, man, I was up talking football with Coach Low all night, and I woke up late, and I ain't gonna be able to take you to school. See, y'all ain't finna blame that on me. But look, I do need y'all to make sure that you do me a favor before you head out. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button for me. I would definitely appreciate it. Do an old country boy a favor. Hit that like button for me. It's free. Also, share the channel with your friends and family. Look, I've been telling y'all, make sure that you see One Time for the Fan. He's in the comment. Make sure that you go over to their channel, subscribe to their channel if you want to check us out on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to be doing a show with them, and we're going to have a great time because I sit on the phone. I chopped up this cat for an hour and a half. We just chopping it up and laughing. So make sure you go subscribe to One Time for the Fan right now. Whenever you leave here, go over there, subscribe to One Time for the Fan so you can catch the show. Also, make sure that you subscribe here if you haven't subscribed here yet. Share the channel with your friends and family. Don't keep a good thing to yourself. I know how y'all get selfish. Y'all get selfish sometimes. Share the channel with your friends and family. But in the meantime, man, please don't do anything that I would do. Please don't. You definitely. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Before we go, we got a Superman chat. Tyler Russell says, see you at the game, brother. Have a great week. You already know what time it is, my brother. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. That's a $10 Superman chat. Hold on. So I gotta do something special for you. Hold on. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Oh man. Oh man, y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are crazy. Yes, sir. One time for the fan, Big Low Country Sports Sunday at 8 p.m. Make sure that y'all check it out. Nocturnal Tech Talk says, yeah, that like button just charged me like $350, Bo. What in the world? It's I ain't seeing none of that. I think somebody got over on you. See, what it is, you probably put your eye out going to the strip club and you have the strippers throw the bottles at you with their booty. So you thought I forgot about it. Next Nocturnal Tech Talk. See, you thought I forgot about it. Oh man. Well, look, man. Look, I definitely appreciate it, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all take it easy. Once again, y'all make the show. I'm just here to pass y'all's messages along. Y'all made the show, and y'all definitely had a great show tonight. Thank you. Y'all have a great night. Y'all stay safe. Be easy. We ready.